Welcome to AI Explains. Today we're opening up what you could call a massive health checkup for planet Earth. It's officially called the Global Biodiversity Outlook 5, but honestly, it reads like a very, very tough report card sent home to all of us.
It really does. This report is basically the final verdict on the last decade of, well, conservation efforts.
Right.
Back in 2010, the world agreed on these 20 goals. They were called the Aichi Biodiversity Targets, to try and stop the destruction of nature.
So the mission for this deep dive is to figure out why, after 10 years of trying, we basically failed.
Yeah, and failed isn't an exaggeration at all.
Looking at the data, we didn't fully achieve a single one of those 20 targets. Is that right?
Not one. We made some progress, in certain areas like expanding protected parks and reserves.
Sure.
But overall, we just missed the mark. But it's so important to understand why we missed. It's not that conservation didn't happen.
It's not that we didn't try.
Exactly. It's that the scale of the problem just completely outgrew our solutions.
Okay, let's unpack that. The report talks about this tension between response and pressure. So we're doing good things, conservation, policies, but the pressures we're putting on the planet are just moving faster than our fixes.
That's the perfect way to put it. Think of it like running up an escalator that's going down.
Okay.
We are moving forward, we're climbing hard, but the escalator itself, that's our consumption, our pollution, it's moving down faster than we can run.
So we're not even standing still. We're actually going backwards.
We're going backwards despite the effort.
So what's powering that escalator? The report points to a few main villains here. We all know about climate change, but what else is throwing the system off balance?
Well, besides land use change, turning forests into farms, the report really highlights pollution and invasive alien species.
And invasive alien species sounds scary, but it's just what? Plants or animals moved by humans to where they don't belong.
Exactly. They get to a new place, they have no natural predators, and they can wipe out the native wildlife.
And when you combine those invaders with things like plastic pollution
and rising temperatures,
rising temperatures, you don't just get a slow decline. You hit what the report calls tipping points.
This is the most critical concept in the whole document. I mean, a tipping point isn't just a bad day for nature, it's a phase shift.
A phase shift?
Yeah, it's when an ecosystem is pushed so far that it just fundamentally changes its identity. It becomes something else entirely. And it can't change back.
The Amazon rainforest is the classic example here, right? We think of it as this wet, lush sponge that soaks up carbon. But the report is warning it's drying out so fast it could literally flip into a dry savanna.
Which would be catastrophic. It would stop absorbing carbon and start releasing it. And we see similar tipping points in the water.
Like with coral reefs.
Coral reefs are collapsing from heat and acidity. And in freshwater lakes, you get this thing called eutrophication.
Oh, that's the green slime effect, right?
Essentially, yeah. All these excess nutrients from, say, farm runoff wash into lakes, and they feed these massive algae blooms.
And the water just turns into
a toxic green soup that suffocates everything underneath it. And once a lake flips to that state, it is incredibly hard to fix.
So if we're triggering these irreversible changes, then just conserving what's left, that's not enough anymore.
No.
We can't just put a fence around a forest and hope for the best.
Precisely. Mitigation, just stopping the damage, it's too slow now. We have to do restoration. This is where the report really pivots to nature-based solutions.
Okay.
The goal now is to keep global warming under 2 degrees Celsius, ideally closer to 1.5, and the best technology we have to do that is nature itself.
Because healthy ecosystems are like machines for fixing the climate.
They are. Restoring wetlands, replanting forests, revitalizing soils. It doesn't just save animals. These ecosystems actively pull carbon out of the air. They filter water.
So we have to stop seeing nature as a victim that needs our charity.
And start treating it like the most powerful partner we have in our own survival.
Okay, so to sum this all up, we've spent a decade running up a down escalator. We failed our targets because the destruction is moving faster than our conservation. But there is a way forward. It means shifting from just protecting to actively restoring nature using these nature-based solutions to pull us back from the edge.
That's the takeaway. The window is closing, but, it's not shut yet. We know what to do.
Right. Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. We always organize our problems into these separate boxes, climate change over here and extinction over there.
Yeah.
But if restoring biodiversity is actually one of the best ways to stop the planet from overheating, why on earth do we still treat them as 2 completely separate battles?
It's a disconnect we really can't afford anymore.